Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your June 13th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by AgRisk Advisors. They manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With the weather being unstable, there is no better time to look into coverage for your feed crops. The annual forage deadline is right around the corner. With their state-of-the-art technology and second-to-none customer service, you can be confident that your policy is in good hands. AgRisk Advisors, risks averted, legacies preserved. We are also sponsored by Circle 5 Cow School. If you're wanting to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is definitely the way to go. Almost every week they are hosting classes somewhere between Texas and Tennessee. If you want to check out their schedule, head on over to circle5cowschool.com. That is the number 5 in there, or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. Drovers has reported construction has indefinitely been paused on the expansion project at the Iowa Premium Beef Plant in Tama, Iowa. National Beef owns the plant and they will decide whether to resume the project later on, but for now they will continue to operate the current facility that has a kill capacity of 1,300 head per day. National Beef also operates plants down in Dodge City and Liberal, Kansas, and both of those plants have a kill capacity of 6,000 head per day. And of course, as we all know, National Beef, they are one of our 4 big beef packers here in the United States that we talk about so often. To be exact, National Beef is the 4th largest packer of those big 4 beef packers. The meat giant harvests about 10 to 11% of the daily volume in our country. The expansion project began back in December of 2021. Since then, construction costs have tripled, and that is what has put this project on hold. As it stands today, the plant in Tama employs 830 workers. If this project were to be completed, they would add on 400 workers. And as I stated a minute ago, today they're killing 1,300 head per day. If this project were to come to fruition, that kill capacity would actually double. According to Brian Sokol, mayor of Toledo, Iowa, which joins with Tama, Iowa, construction could be held back anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. Back in December, the Iowa Economic Development Authority awarded Iowa Premium up to $14 million in tax incentives. Additionally, the city of Tama planned to give Iowa Premium a 3-year property tax abatement. This update is also sponsored by 4T Ag Insurance. Colt Tritt, he is the owner and operator of 4T Ag. He is a one-man show. He himself ranches, so he understands all the risks that come along with the livestock industry. If your operation is not already enrolled in PRF insurance, go ahead and reach out to 4T Ag and get enrolled today. And if you want to learn more about 4T Ag and everything they have to offer, head on over to their website, www.4tag.net. That is the number 4. TAG.net. About a month ago, I reported on a proposal to build a 100,000 head feedlot down in Dundee County, Nebraska. According to the Panhandle Post, after a 6-hour Dundee County board meeting held last week, Black Shirt feeders have the go-ahead to begin building the $65 million feedlot. However, the feedlot will have to comply with at least 10 conditions tied to concerns about odor, dust, and runoff of manure under a conditional use permit. The feedlot is projected to employ about 85 workers and consume up to 10 million bushels of corn per year. It will be built in stages over the next few years if everything comes together. Of course, there are various concerns over this massive feedlot, such as nitrate contamination of local aquifers, whether there's adequate groundwater to support such a large feedlot, and whether such a big operation will force out smaller family-run feedlots in the area. I had the opportunity a few weeks to talk to a gentleman down in that area, and he mentioned that he would much rather see 10 smaller feedlots come in rather than this large, massive feedlot. I understand that this discussion over this massive feedlot has basically pinned neighbor against neighbor. It is a highly contested issue down in the Dundee County area. The next step is for the plans of the feedlot to win approval from the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy. Additionally, the Upper Republican Natural Resources District must sign off on the feedlot's water usage, which will require the project to return 6 center pivot irrigation systems nearby to shift the water rights. Cowboy State Daily has reported that the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, they recently announced their purchase of the Martin family ranch, a 35,000 acre ranch located south of Casper, Wyoming, which will be used for recreational purposes. The $21 million for the purchase, it came from the nonprofit Land and Water Conservation Fund. The Conservation Fund is funded by offshore oil and gas revenue. According to a BLM spokesman, this acquisition is part of an ongoing strategic effort by the BLM to enhance public access to the North Platte River and surrounding areas. BLM is committed to increasing opportunities for recreation and expanding access to public lands and waters. I understand the need for recreation in various states. However, I believe when we have the BLM buying up land like this and taking it out of production, I believe it is a very concerning situation. 93.3 News out of San Diego, California has reported that California currently has a record budget surplus and the state is looking to use $1.5 billion of that surplus to buy back water rights from farmers in hopes of saving an endangered species of fish. For years, the state of California and farmers have argued over the amount of water taken out of rivers and streams for crops and the effect that has had on an endangered species of salmon. The water rights buyback would be voluntary, but according to State Senator Brian Dahle, a candidate for governor, this plan would force farmers into a corner and result in farmers being driven out of business. Ag Week has reported back in November, an entity associated with Bill Gates purchased about 2,100 acres of northern Red River Valley farmland in North Dakota from Campbell Farms, a potato farming group headquartered in Grafton, North Dakota. The sale was kept quiet up until recently, and nobody involved with the deal seems to be eager to talk about the sale. Legal papers show the transaction totaled $13.5 million with a rough average price of $6,400 per acre. Fox Business News has reported, in case you missed it, on Saturday, the national average retail price for a regular gallon of gasoline hit $5 a gallon for the first time in over 2 decades, according to AAA. Prices at the pump are 63 cents higher than they were a month ago and about $2 higher than what we were paying last year at this time. This is the highest recorded regular gasoline price since AAA started tracking data back in 2000, and it will most likely get worse as demand continues to outpace supply. Who knows how high these fuel prices are going to go. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope you all had a great weekend. Stay cool this week. It is going to be a scorcher here in Nebraska. Have a great Monday. I'll catch you later.